This is the story of a head-to-head battle that defied the odds and ultimately saved millions of lives. You know duels, those dramatic showdowns of honor often seen in movies or history books, but one particular duel, shrouded in the fog of time, didn't involve pistols, swords, or fists. Instead, it unfolded in a hospital, and the weapon of choice? Science. And this wasn't any ordinary moment. It was the foundation of modern medicine. Let's unravel the tale of the forgotten duel in the world of microorganisms, starring none other than Ignaz Semmelweis and the deadly entity he couldn't see, bacteria. Picture this: mid-19th century Europe, Vienna General Hospital. Childbirth was arguably the most dangerous stage in a woman's life. The problem was ominously called childbed fever, killing mothers at an alarming rate, 30% in some cases. Women feared hospitals, opting for midwives at home. It wasn't superstition, it was survival. Enter Ignaz Semmelweis, a determined Hungarian doctor. Semmelweis was no ordinary physician. He was an observer. Even to his colleagues, who followed the century's best medical practices, Semmelweis's ideas seemed out of place. No germ theory, no antiseptics, not even gloves were widespread. What cues could possibly justify his hunches? While other doctors simply accepted tragic outcomes as insurmountable, Semmelweis noticed something strange. In the ward run by midwives, far fewer women died of childbed fever. But in the one managed by doctors, skilled and learned doctors, the mortality rate was staggeringly higher. How could this be? With the skepticism of an investigator, Semmelweis analyzed every small difference between these wards. Then it hit him. Doctors were performing autopsies in the mornings and delivering babies in the afternoons, without washing their hands in between. Imagine it. Semmelweis guessed that something unseen was traveling from corpses to mothers. Though he did not know about bacteria, this revelation would eventually form the cornerstone of antiseptic practice. Yet his theory was revolutionary and utterly despised. Semmelweis demanded one thing: wash. He introduced a chlorine hand-washing protocol. The result? Astonishing. Mortality rates dropped from 18% to under 2%. But did his peers celebrate this discovery? Far from it. Semmelweis faced ridicule, skepticism, and hostility. His idea, attributing death to invisible particles from cadavers, challenged every medical tradition. So what did established doctors do? They doubled down, refusing to adopt his methods. Here's the thing about duels: the outcome isn't always immediate. Though Semmelweis's contemporaries rejected him, his showdown with deadly ignorance paved the way for later monumental discoveries. Decades later, the germ theory of Louis Pasteur and Joseph Lister's antiseptic practices proved Semmelweis undeniably right. Tragically, Semmelweis wouldn't live to see his vindication. Rejected and ridiculed, he descended into despair and died in a mental asylum. Today, the practice of antisepsis, hand hygiene, and sterilization saves millions of lives each year. It's easy to overlook the heroics that brought us here, to dismiss hand-washing as simple, ordinary. But history reminds us, simple, ordinary acts can be the most profound. Imagine if Semmelweis had given up. Would Pasteur or Lister have connected the dots? From being the spark for antiseptic techniques to the way surgeons scrub in today, the duel fought by one man has left a legacy never to be forgotten. So next time you wash your hands, think of Ignaz Semmelweis, the unsung hero in the greatest duel of all, science versus death. Remember, history doesn't always shout its most triumphant stories. Sometimes, it whispers them through the smallest acts of change. Think you know your history? Tag a friend who really needs to hear this.